Our recap begins with a meticulously planned bank robbery. Multiple masked men execute a heist on a mob-owned bank, but there's a twist. Each member has been instructed to eliminate another once their task is complete. One by one, they fall until only one remains, the scarred man with a painted face who reveals himself as the mastermind. He escapes in a school bus that blends into a line of identical buses, vanishing with millions in mob money. The city has a vigilante in armor who's been fighting organized crime alongside the police and a crusading district attorney. The three form an unlikely alliance to take down the mob. Meanwhile, the painted-faced criminal approaches the mob bosses, offering to kill the vigilante for a price. They are skeptical until he demonstrates his unpredictability with a shocking display of violence involving a pencil. The mob, desperate and under pressure from law enforcement, agrees to hire him. But this decision proves catastrophic. They've invited chaos itself into their operations. The armored hero has a complicated life. By day, he's a wealthy businessman. He's secretly in love with a woman who works for the district attorney, but she's in a relationship with that very prosecutor, a man trying to save the city through legal means. This love triangle adds personal stakes to the larger battle for the city's soul. The painted-faced man begins a campaign of terror, releasing videos with increasingly disturbing demands. He announces that people will die every day until the armored vigilante reveals his identity. He makes good on his threats, targeting public figures, creating panic. The pressure mounts. Citizens demand the vigilante turn himself in to stop the killing. The businessman considers it, but the district attorney makes a stunning move instead. He publicly claims to be the vigilante and allows himself to be arrested, creating a diversion. During the transport, an ambush occurs. The painted man and his crew attack the convoy with military precision, using trucks and weapons. A spectacular chase ensues through city tunnels and streets. The real vigilante intervenes with an armored vehicle, ultimately saving the prosecutor and capturing the terrorist. In a police interrogation room, the captured man sits calmly despite his predicament. The armored hero confronts him, desperate for information. The prisoner just laughs, explaining his philosophy about chaos and how civilization is just a thin veneer. Then he drops his bombshell. Two people are trapped in separate buildings rigged with explosives, the woman and the district attorney. The hero has to choose. The prisoner gives two addresses, and the vigilante races off. But it's a cruel trick. The addresses are switched. The armored man arrives to find the prosecutor instead of the woman. In the other location, the woman dies in the explosion. The prosecutor survives but is horrifically burned on half his face, losing everything he loved in one terrible moment. The burned prosecutor lies in a hospital bed, consumed by grief and rage. The painted man visits him in disguise, poisoning his mind with talk of chaos and chance. He gives the injured man a coin and a new philosophy, then let fate decide who lives and dies. The prosecutor transforms. Once the city's symbol of hope, he becomes an agent of vengeance, using the coin to determine his victims' fates. He begins hunting down everyone he blames for the woman's death, corrupt cops, mob informants, even the vigilante himself. Meanwhile, the painted man escalates further. He announces that he'll blow up a hospital unless someone kills a man about to expose the mob's secrets. As chaos erupts and evacuations begin, he calmly walks out of the building. The massive structure explodes behind him in spectacular fashion while he barely reacts, adjusting his costume before boarding a bus. The terrorist's ultimate test of human nature unfolds on two ferries evacuating the city. One carries civilians, the other prisoners. Both are rigged with explosives, and each has a detonator for the other boat. The rules: they destroy the other ferry by midnight, or both explode. On the civilian ferry, passengers debate frantically. They vote to destroy the prison boat, but when the moment comes, no one can press the button. On the prison ferry, an inmate takes the detonator from the guards and throws it into the water, refusing to play the game. Midnight passes. neither boat acts. The experiment fails, or perhaps succeeds in proving something unexpected about human nature. The final confrontation occurs in an unfinished skyscraper. The vigilante fights through armed thugs while SWAT teams close in, confused by hostages dressed as criminals and criminals dressed as hostages, more chaos by design. A brutal fight on the building's edge ends with a painted man dangling upside down. Even in defeat, he claims victory, insisting he's proven that people will abandon their morals when pushed. The hero disagrees, but the terrorist reveals his real triumph: he's corrupted the city's white knight. The band prosecutor has indeed spiraled into darkness, taking justice into his own hands with lethal consequences. In a final confrontation, he holds the vigilante and others at gunpoint, flipping his coin to decide their fates. The situation ends tragically. The city needs a hero, not a villain. To preserve hope and the prosecutor's legacy as a symbol of justice, the vigilante makes an impossible choice: he takes the blame for the deaths caused by the fallen prosecutor. He becomes the villain in the public's eyes. As police pursue him, he flees into the night, no longer a hero, but a watchful protector the city doesn't deserve, but needs. A silent guardian. A dark knight. If you're enjoying this detailed breakdown, please subscribe.